Right, Tash, just reached the mid-season break in the Women's Super League. How do you feel the season's gone so far?
Yeah, I think it's been successful with regards to performance-wise. You know, I think over the last couple of games, especially Arsenal away and Everton away, we've showed, you know, how capable enough that we are to get points on the road and also put in a good performance. And I think we were hard done by a bit at Everton. You know, we should have scored a penalty and another one late on, but you know, we're really happy because obviously we've changed the style of play that compared to last year, and I think it takes a bit of getting used to changing things. And yeah, you know, and we're starting to believe that now, and I think it showed against Arsenal on Sunday that we're a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I know you've got Wales commitments coming up before you get back to action in Bristol, but how important do you think it is to leave off with Bristol with a win against Arsenal? I mean, that's a great result, isn't it? Yeah,
I think the break has come at a wrong time for us. I think, you know, with the momentum behind us, I think we would have gone on to get a few more points. And you know, the league is tough at the moment, but you know, we're training again this week, and I know for a certain that most clubs are not training this week. But it just shows the dedication that the girls have and that our manager Dave has. And you know, obviously we go away with international duty in June, but we come back ready to go, and everyone else will be in here training hard as always. And I think that we'll start as we left off.
Yeah, it's a pretty settled side, isn't it? I think you've started every game, and there's been one or two changes, but most of the team, I think 8 or 9, probably started every game. So has that helped from the start of the season? That's quite a good position to be in, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, having solidity in your team and your starting 11, I think always helps, and everyone, you know, knows. We all know how we play now, and I think that was, you know, with regards to Dave, you know, getting to know the players, and I think that's why there were a lot of changes sometimes. And you know, a manager has to do that to try and find which players fit in where. And I think we're strong off the bench. You know, we've got a Welsh international, Lauren Dykes, that have been sat on the bench, and you know, has got 60 odd caps for Wales, and same as Frankie Brown has got over, you know, 50 odd caps for Scotland. And you know, it just shows the strength and depth. But I think having that solidity in our starting 11, I think has paid off at the moment.
Yeah, you said about the style changing slightly under the new manager. And has your role changed? Because the games I've seen, you've been in a wide forward role. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's not so much as a wide winger or as such anymore. It's more of a wide forward, and you know, we help Nats as much as possible. But you know, Dave expects us to work hard on and off the ball, and if you put in, you know, a lot of work going forward, then he expects the same, you know, defending. And I think, you know, my game's adapted in the last 2 years, having the season I did last year. Obviously, I have high expectations for myself and others, obviously, but you know, at the moment, I'm happy with how I've played at the moment. I've contributed a lot of assists. Unfortunately, I'm not on an assist bonus, but that would help. But yeah, I think, you know, sooner rather than later, the goals will come, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was a difficult start with Chelsea in the Cup and the League, but since then, you're unbeaten, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think Chelsea are one of the main, you know, competitors this season, and you know, one of their best signings that I think that you know, that's been seen in the league, let alone just for Chelsea. But that Ji Sun-yun, and she's a great player and a great asset to any team that she would be involved in, and she was a massive threat for us. And I think we come off the pedal a bit, but you know, since then we've put every wrong right, hopefully, and we've played our game. And again, then going back to them games, I think we went back to our old ways a bit, and we didn't trust the system as much as we should have. And I think the games have shown now that if we trust how we want to play and trust Dave, then you know, our performances will show that.
Yeah, it's only 4 games into the league season because you had the Continental Cup, but you're sitting nicely in second place, and you were so close to winning it last year, weren't you? Is the aim, everybody want to go that one step further this season?
Yeah, I think, you know, last year it was a bit of, you know, unexpected, you know, from the players as well as our manager and as well as the fans. I think everyone was surprised for us to be there, including ourselves. And I think this year, though, I think we have expectations to be in the top 2. Anything less, I think we'll be disappointed. And I think, you know, we've proved the performance that we've put in, you know, over the last few games, that we're one of the main contenders and competitors in the league. I think it'd be really close this season. I'm not going to say that we're going to outright win it, because, you know, I'd love to say that I want to win everything, and I think everyone does. That's why you want to play competitive football. But I think we've got realistic targets at the moment, and I think we're hitting them, and you know, I think we've gone beyond them, some of them. So I think we'll just see how the rest of the season goes, and hopefully you'll be chatting to me next time saying we've won the league.
Yeah, and Continental Cup, you had the big win against Oxford and then 2 draws. How do you see that one? Because only one team is guaranteed to qualify, aren't they, from the group stage?
Yeah, obviously I wouldn't say it's a point gainer. you know, I think we lost 2 points there, and you know, especially against Yeovil, I think it was a very frustrating game because I think, you know, we dominated 90% possession. They had a game plan, they come out, they suppressed us going forward. We still managed to get 15 shots, and I think that still shows that how far we've come. We were patient enough in our build-up, and we still, you know, created chances even when a team is, you know, defending with all 11 players near enough around their 18-yard box. And I think from our perspective, their goalkeeper was man of the match, and it showed from their perspective as well. But you know, we won't look and dwell on them games. Our manager is quick to move forward with things, and you know, so are we as players now. We've learned that, and we go on to the next game, which is obviously Birmingham. So we'll hopefully get a win there. But first, we obviously got Aston Villa to play as well first. But you know, it's a tough competition, and I think anyone from WSL will try and get a scalp of one of the big teams. And I think, you know, Yeovil achieved that. Well, for us, it felt like a loss, but I think we'll just try and win the rest of our games and try and go through to that as well.
Yeah, some players obviously got more of a break than others now because you're going to be playing a couple of games for Wales. So can you tell me about how that's gone this season so far and what you've got coming up?
Yeah, Wales, you know, we've done really well since last year. You know, we're building on the momentum. You know, we've only lost 1 game, and we're unbeaten since then. And you know, I think it showed that if you train regularly and become professional, then it shows internationally as well. And you know, there's a few of us that are professional, and lucky enough to say that. But you know, there's still girls that are working full-time jobs, but we managed to balance it out really well. And you know, I think Yarmo's done a great job and with us girls, and we're actually starting to play effective football, and we're getting the results that we deserve. And hopefully, you know, we play Turkey and Belarus coming in June. Hopefully we get 2 wins and putting ourselves in a fighting position to go to qualify for Canada. And obviously that's a dream, and that's the focal point for everyone that plays in that team. And again, you know, it's going to be a busy 11 days, but we're all looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get the points that we deserve.
Yeah, are you playing the same sort of role for Wales, or is it more of an out-and-out striking role for?
Yeah, for Wales, obviously they try and utilise my pace because obviously I think they think I'm a bit quick. But yeah, I play as a 9 just in front of Jess Fishlock, and we have a great partnership, and that's paid off so far. And I think I've assisted her in 2 of her hat-tricks, so I'm hoping that she's going to return the favour in these next camps.
Yeah, and can you just tell me, you've been I think it's your 3rd season now, isn't it, since coming from Cardiff?
Yeah.
And can you see the club progressing in that time? Do you think, you know, it's been made massive strides since you first came in? Oh yeah,
most definitely. You know, with regards to the football side, massively. And I think the club has taken massive strides, and I think with the help of DAS, they give us a massive sponsorship deal and massive support. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have been able to get Dave, who has been incredible. He's an absolutely amazing coach, and you know, he's completely different to what we had last year, and I think it's showing the benefits of that already. And the girls have taken to his philosophy and the style of play that we're actually playing. And I think when the club appointed him, I think it was a step in the right direction, and the club now will only go further and be more successful under his watch. So, you know, I think with regards to on the pitch, massive developments, and off the pitch, Kevin Hamlin and Simon Arnold and Simon Paynes have been absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah, and can you just tell me a bit about what you do? Because you are a full-time footballer, but obviously you're busy this half-term delivering soccer camps. So can you tell me a bit about what you do off the pitch?
Yeah, one of my I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm a professional football player, and that's my job. But I also work in the college, the main site with special needs, because I'm hoping to open up kind of a similar situation to what it is here down in South Wales. But yeah, I'm also a community ambassador, which I go into schools, promote what we do at Bristol, and try and get the link between the first team players and grassroots football. And I think that's ultimately how we get our support and our fans to games. And you know, we're also with the help of Lowry, you know, she does an incredible job, and she's always busy. And you know, if it wasn't for her, then a lot of us wouldn't have anything to do. But yeah, I don't really have time to do much out of football. But when I can, I just try and relax and chill out. But I think I'm always on my phone sending emails. So I think I live, eat, breathe, and speak football and sleep football. So I think that's my life at the moment.
Yeah, it used to be very much Bristol Rovers, didn't it? Now City are heavily involved, and there's been some really good crowds over 1,000 for the Chelsea game, and even for the Continental Cup, it's been a decent crowd. So do you think that the city is starting to get more and more behind, seeing that you've got one of the top teams in the country here?
Yeah, I think, with regards to last year, I think, we were the only team that were flying the flag for successful Bristol football, and, sad with what's happened to Bristol Rovers this year, and, I'm sure they'll bounce back, and because we've got a bit of history with them, and same as Bristol City, and I think they'll bounce back, and I think it's mostly unified the football, especially anyway, and with regards to the community side, and I think with the help of the community trust, we wouldn't be able to go into other schools and set up, half-term camps, summer camps. So I think it's becoming more of a partnership rather than them overseeing us. So I think we're on level now in terms of the status of the clubs, but obviously you can't fight against men's football. But yeah, I think we're all on par with each other at the moment and how popular we are.
Yeah, and what's it like playing on that brilliant pitch with a massive picture of yourself on the wall there, just overlooking the picture? Did that take a bit of getting used to?
Well, I still get a bit of stick from the girls, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that no one has tried to vandalise it, but yeah, I think Del Rio's asked for a favour there because she looks about 10 years younger. But yeah, it wasn't in the contract either. It's great to see that, that is advertising there, and, the promotion of the women's game is obviously, getting better, and the marketing's getting better, and, seeing your face when you're playing on a pitch right next to it for 90 minutes is not the best. But no, it's great for my family as well, seeing myself on the side, and, they couldn't be prouder, I'm sure. But yeah, not the big picture yourself is not the best.
Yeah, good little Wales, Tash. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, thank you very much.